guys, welcome back to the channel. As you can see, we have some goodies here from Bait Plastics, but that's not really what this video is about. It's just going to be a little helpful tip if you are the type of person that orders this Plastisol in a 5-gallon bucket. I go ahead and save my 1-gallon containers, as you can see here, and I'm going to show you how I take that and put it into here and make sure that it's mixed properly before I do that. But today we're going to add some Danger Melon to the black label lineup. So the lineup that I use and restock the baits on the website. We are going to do, I call it Danger Melon. It is just my version of watermelon red basically. I've covered it on the channel before, but we've kind of came a little ways since then. So I'm going to give you a good breakdown on the color, and then we are going to do it in some molds that we didn't do it in before, as well as some that we did. So let's not mess around. Let's get some of this plastic into these containers and let's get started. Okay, a couple of things you're gonna want when you go to do this. You're gonna want, obviously, your containers to put it in. You're gonna want probably a funnel of some sort. That way you don't make a huge mess. Now, the main thing that really matters here is that we stir this bucket really good before we put it in here. If Plastisol sits for an extended period of time, and it's not very long, it will begin to separate. So if you don't mix it good, you're only getting the top separation. So when it goes into here, you're only getting the top part, and when you go to microwave it and ultimately go use it for baits, it just won't get hard. It'll just be a gooey mess, and nobody really wants that. So we'll peel off the safety thing here in just a second, and I'll show you the process of stirring this. And then you're gonna want some sort of cup, at least in the beginning probably, to scoop some out without making a huge mess. Once you get a little bit out of the bucket, then you can just take the bucket and tilt it, and it's not as big of a deal. But this is pretty full, so you're probably gonna want some way to at least scoop out a little bit of it. So you can use glass mug, you can use solo cup, you can use measuring cup, whatever you happen to have on hand, doesn't really matter. But we'll go ahead and take the lids off of these, we'll mix this up, and then we'll pour it in here. Okay, as you can see, that bucket is extremely full. So we want to be very careful and make sure that this gets stirred. So I'm using just a piece of conduit. Obviously, if you have some kind of mixer, you can use a mixer, but you just want to make sure that it all gets stirred. As I'm stirring, I don't know if you can see it, but you can see the two different colors there. Our stuff is actually mixing together. You definitely want to run something over the bottom just to make sure that you're getting everything off of the bottom. So I'm just going back and forth and making sure that it's all off the bottom of the bucket. Once the color is really uniform and you feel like you've mixed it well, go ahead and get your buckets out or your little gallon containers out and get your funnel ready, and then we'll pour it in there. Okay, our plastic is hot, and I've changed this recipe just a little bit, but we're gonna start with the watermelon here. This is the Bait Plastics watermelon, and we are gonna do 20 drops. Okay, there is 20 drops of watermelon, and we're gonna give that a good stir. Make sure that it gets all mixed in. That's looking pretty good. This is the first time I've made this in a 2-cup variant too. Now we're gonna move on to a flow green. This is the Bait Plastics flow green here. And I'm gonna add 6 drops of this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, and that just brightens it up just a fuzz. And that kind of leaves us with this nice watermelon color. So then it is up to flake. And I have some of this small red flake here. It says 0.015. And we're gonna add some red here. And we're just gonna season it to taste. Get it the way we want it. I just kind of know how I want it to look, so. Okay, I think it needs a little bit more. So we're gonna add some more and get this mixed up. Once we get the red to where we're pretty happy with it, then we'll add some black. I think that's looking pretty good. Now we're gonna add some black in the same size. This is also Bait Plastics. And we're not gonna add as much black as we did red. We want the red to come through. So I'm gonna mix up some of this black now. And then you can kind of see how that looks on the knife here, but I'll get you some better shots of this here in just a second. But I am pretty happy with that. It's pretty light still. I think we're gonna add 5 more drops of this watermelon. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're just gonna darken it up just a little bit. Make it not quite as clear. I want it to be a little bit translucent, but not a ton, so. That's getting there pretty good. I think I'm gonna add 5 more drops and call it good. Okay. And I think we're gonna be pretty spot on with that. Make sure it's mixed in there real evenly. And yeah, I'll get you a better shot of this and then we'll start injecting some worms. Okay, let's shoot this Nico real quick. Pull some of this up. Okay, that is full. We have our stick baits here. They are full. Just shot them, so we will demold them together, and then I will probably shoot these a couple more times and time lapse for you guys, and then we'll scoot on over and do some different molds. Little demold of the 5-inch stick baits. And they turned out really nice. Check these out. Can really see that flake popping. Love the angled rib, gives it a lot of texture. Very nice looking baits. Little demold of the 4.6-inch Nikos here. Absolutely beautiful baits. Loving that color on those. We've shot this color on these before, but I am excited to see this color on the rocket grubs, which I have not done before in this color. Okay, here is the demold for the rocket grubs that you probably saw me shoot at the end of that time lapse. Yeah, those look good. Check these out. See if I can get her to focus on you. Yeah, those look really good. Really a big fan of these. I love how it looks in the tail section. Look really clean and crisp in that tail section there. Yeah, super nice color. Little demold of the 2-inch crappie slayer in the Danger Melon. And they look absolutely killer. Just like I thought they would. Really hard to beat that color. Just looks really good every time. I'm gonna do a little demold of this 3-inch crappie slayer. So the bigger version. And it looks really good. Pretty nice looking baits. You can really see how it's a little more transparent on the tail there. But they just look super good, super natural. Really big fan of this color combo. So as you can tell, I have shot a few baits. There are the crappie slayers over here. Made a bunch of the 5-inch angled rib stick baits and a bunch of the rocket grubs as well. Everything looking pretty good. Not too bad. Really big fan of this color. So yeah, there you have it. This is our new color that we are gonna call Danger Melon. Really like it, super nice color. This is kind of a remake of our watermelon color that we did in a previous video, but I wanted to do an updated video so that you guys would have the exact recipe that I am using for this color in case you want to recreate it on your own. That way you are on the same page. Made a lot of stick baits, made some rocket grubs, some Nicos, some crappie slayers. Really happy with how everything turned out. If you want to buy any of these baits, I will leave a link in the description below to my store. All that money gets to go back into this so that I can keep making these videos. I've got some cool stuff coming. I've got a solution, hopefully, to the echo in here on the way. So yeah, all that money gets to go back into this so that I can keep making these videos for you guys. Really trying to increase the production value here lately. If you want to buy any of the molds that we use today, you can head on down to the description where there will be a link to Epic Bait Molds, and you can pick up some awesome molds. They have an incredible lineup. Couldn't buy from better people. Would highly recommend you head on over there if you are a bait maker. If you enjoyed the video, drop a like and a subscribe. If you want to stick around, we're going to have a giveaway at 1,000 subs that Epic Bait Molds will be sponsoring. So you might want to hang around for that. Get your hat in the ring and maybe win yourself some stuff from Epic. I don't know all the details yet. I'll know more as we get a little closer to that, but that is definitely something that you might want to stick around for. But until the next video, I'll catch you in the next one.